What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another webinar. So pretty much it's all procedure, right? We're going to be going over GJ, gold, and silver. I'm going to try and take, I don't want to say a little more time with the breakdowns, but I want to try and answer more questions as possible. Actually, no, it's Wednesday. So today, if you guys have any psychology questions or you don't have any, I would start preparing psychology questions because again, every Wednesday instead of the peer review session, I want to go over trading psychology. So just make sure you get your questions ready. And if you do have questions that are technical, let's try and get them out in the first few minutes after the breakdown is done. Anyways, when it comes down to silver, so silver is actually trading at a previous area of resistance where we could definitely see selling pressure and we could see silver come back down. It obviously all depends on how the next couple of hours play out. Now, we could definitely see silver shorts because price so far has rejected this area twice already. Notice buyers try and push price above resistance here, but then we have another sell signal indicating two sell signals at this area of resistance where we
Have you ever drop off my
right? Let me let everybody in where we actually could see silver continue to drop simply because again, we already have two rejections here on this 4-hour time frame. Some people can even argue this is a double top pattern, and we could see silver actually continue to go down, especially that the area that price is currently trading at. Look at what happened last time when price actually came down into or came up into this area. We did see a nice sell-off, so we could see silver go down, especially with these two rejections that we have to resistance already. Obviously, as long as price maintains under resistance, I'm going to look to actually go short. Now, once price breaks above, then again, it's all simple, right? Once price actually breaks above, wait for price to come back down, look for that retest, and look for price to come into the next level of support, the next level of resistance. But for now, I'm going to maintain my short bias. What you could wait for, if you're obviously not in sells already, is for price to actually pull back up into this area, look for a third rejection, and look for price to come back down probably into these highs would be a nice trade here, because we have again resistance and then we have support here, which would make for a very nice setup. Let's say we were to take a short position somewhere around this area here, we could place our stop loss up here, and then the take profit would be somewhere down here for roughly, let's say, 3 times our risk. Now, when it comes to GJ, I'm actually also looking to probably sell GJ. Depends on how the next couple 4-hour candlesticks actually play out. If we look at the weekly time frame, we see the weekly actually push up to this level of resistance. If you go to the daily time frame, so far we have rejection here. We have rejection all throughout this area. So we could see price actually come back down into this zone. Pretty much what I was kind of expecting yesterday. We look at the 4-hour time frame, and again, we can just see the picture more clear. Look at all this rejection here. And then also one big sign is that we could see a sell from this area is this 4-hour candlestick. Notice how buyers started pushing price above this area where they were successful in closing above the previous highs, but the following 4-hour candlestick went all the way back down and ended up closing right back under resistance. Now, if you go to the hour time frame, right, we have pretty much our support all throughout this range here. We can actually move it down here to make it a little bit more accurate. And it looks like price could actually start reversing and going in the opposite direction, with price kind of consolidating around this area here. So obviously, as long as price maintains under this resistance level, this resistance zone, I'm going to be looking to go short. Only thing though is if price actually does break above these highs here, I don't know if I would still want to go short. I would have to wait and see how the 4-hour time frame and the hour time frame is actually playing out, because the 4-hour time frame price could definitely pull back up into resistance. So we can look for another retest around this area where we could look to go short. The daily time frame, there's no real strong sell signal other than this major rejection that we have over here. And I would like to see some form of a bearish variation back down into this area over here, since price is trading at resistance. Now, obviously, we could see price trade higher, and I really wouldn't be looking to buy GJ unless price starts to break above like 156,600, which is this area here. Well, at that point in time, I want to wait for support to be established, then look for price to come back into 157,100, which ultimately would be the best area to actually look to go short. But again, we have our general concepts of touch, gap, and overlap, and that's what could have potentially happened here, right? So we have overlaps throughout this entire range, and that this could just be a gap for this area where realistically, if GJ was to actually go short, we're not really gonna, or I'm not really gonna expect a very big short until the next week, because again, the timeframes have to be in sync, right? So this weekly time frame is gonna have to close, and then the next weekly time frame could be that big weekly rejection, such as what we saw over here, or maybe even over here where we have those big rejections. So I want to see how GJ plays over the next few hours. And then gold broke above 1830. So again, it's the same kind of concept here. We definitely could see gold come back up into 1850. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. We do have to kind of be cautious because again, you look at the weekly time frame, this is the last few weeks highest close over here. But the way price momentum is holding, it's holding very strong right now. I would like to see gold actually maintain above 1830, where I could look to potentially go long all the way back up into this 1850 range, which would be a pretty big trade. Just from this point to this point is about 160 pips. I'm not saying that's going to happen right away. Again, I would like to see gold maintain above 1830, because once gold is actually maintaining itself above 1830, we're maintaining above support. Again, we want to buy at areas of support and sell at areas of resistance. So as long as gold can maintain above this area, I'll look to actually buy until 1850. Once we see gold actually start breaking under it, we wait for the retest, wait for resistance to be established, and look to take price back down to 1813. So that is the breakdown for now. Does anybody have any questions on either gold, silver, or GJ? Water. I think it was very.
Bro,
What's up, bro?
I was looking at GJ and on my support and resistance. I was looking at the 4 hour and I was expecting something on the 156 zone, maybe a reaction from there because of the previous little structure that we have there on the 4 hour. And then if we go to the left, it acted like support and resistance a couple times.
Yeah.
So I was looking to go long from this zone if it happens to, but I'd like to know what you think.
You could do that because again, like structurally, it's 4 hour is still bullish. We have high, higher, low, higher, high right here. Only starting to trade at, or we're getting closer and closer to a major level, right? So we could actually see selling pressure. My only concern is if you're looking to buy, where's your stop loss going to be versus where your take profit is actually going to be? What would be the risk reward? If you have a positive risk reward and you see buys, and technically, what, right? Technical wise, you actually do see buying confirmation, then you could look to take up that buy position. My only concern with looking to take buys and even waiting for price to come up into 156 would be because of this lower time frame structure. If we look at it, right, we have one big rejection of 156 here, which this is the second rejection. We have one rejection here, two, and then we have three rejections of this pretty much overall resistance level that we have here, along with all of these rejections over here. Again, you know, simple concepts, touch, gap, overlap. We have a gap, we have a touch, and then we have the overlap over here, right? Then you pay attention to like this 30-minute time frame. Look how this 30-minute time frame is forming. Price actually starts to trade lower and lower. So most likely what may actually happen is we'll see price break through this area, where later tonight, what I'll look for is a retest, then look to go short from here, and then look for price to actually come back down to 55. What is that, like 156, 155?
Yeah, 155. Yeah, 156 maybe.
Yeah.
But I got it. And I was looking at this 30-minute and I was concerned about the buys because it'll be breaking like hour time frame structure and then 30-minute structure. And I was kind of like,
Yeah, I mean, for buys, like I would start looking for buys if price can actually maybe break above this area here. Once we can break above this area, then, you know, that's when I'll start looking for buys. But until then, it looks like shorts right now, especially like the time frame is forming. And if this 30-minute time frame actually does go short, then that means 1, 2, we have a 3-leg extension confirming this 30-minute intraday trend.
Right. All right, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yo, Raul, I got in this trade last night, and on my stop loss, I had 156,700 on GJ.
Okay.
On Oanda said that, you know, it hit the stop loss, but on my thing here, it hit 156,693, and it still took me out. on the MP4 says it took me out at 704. So you think that was the spread?
Yeah, that
How
happened.
do you calculate the spread?
You can see it on the broker. Like, you just got to go and activate your levels on your MetaTrader.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I feel like that's something that maybe, do you pay attention to that when you set your stop losses?
Of course, you have to take a spread into account, but spread is normally like 3-4 pips.
Yeah.
Depending on the broker, depending on the account type. On GJ spread is maybe like 2.5 pips, I want to say. So you gotta take that into account, because that happened in the signal room last night. Some people got stopped out, some people didn't. There was 2 trades taken. The first one was a loss. The second one was like a few pips away from the stop loss, but then price went down and hit like a 4 times risk to reward ratio. And some people got stopped out on both. Some people only got stopped out on one. So again, it depends on the broker you're trading on, if they offer like ECN or raw spreads.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good one. Thank you so much, brother.
Hey Raul, are you gonna be doing anything to where it's like you hosting anything that has to do with like back testing or anything like that as a group, or you're not doing that?
I'm not sure. I'd rather kind of focus on other areas, because
Okay.
in my experience, even though yes, I back tested, I didn't spend a lot of time back testing. I spent a lot of time actually just trading and learning from my mistakes other than kind of back testing.
I agree for sure. I just had to ask that.
Yeah. Anybody
You
else?
know, talking about that, about the back testing, that's a question that I've been kind of like talking to some guys here in the community.
Yeah.
What's the best way that worked for you? Because I've been backtesting a lot on live. Like I just watch the market, watch whatever is happening live and then just kind of like take a demo and just take a trade. But what actually worked for you best?
Here's the thing about back testing, right? So obviously you're gonna have your pros and cons to everything, everything in life, right? So the thing about back testing is, yes, it gives you the confidence that you need to see that your system does work. And obviously, you could prove to yourself that you have an overall positive expectancy on your trading methodology, on your trading system. But the problem is there's no emotions involved. There's no live money at risk. So you're not testing out your patience. You're not testing out your emotional stability, which again makes up 80% of trading. Because again, I could literally teach my 5-year-old sister that, hey, what is this? It's a McDonald's logo, right? So every time you see the McDonald's logo, what you're gonna do is press this red button and she'll get that the majority of the time, right? But then again, it comes to that psychological factor that's not there, right? And then on top of that, you're not practicing risk management, your emotions aren't into play, you're not practicing your patience in terms of waiting for your damn, I'm having a brain fart, waiting for your trade to actually play out, waiting for the market to actually make its move, right? So back testing has its pros and its cons. That's why I didn't spend all of my time back testing, and I spent all of my time actually just trading. Because again, you got to get to know yourself, right? So you can see what bad habits you have within inside of the market to improve on those bad habits before, moving on and, really scaling your trading.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Like back testing is good if you want to test out like different entry methods, you want to test out different ways to draw zones, you want to test out, different like market structure ideas, test out a Fibonacci retracement, right? But other than that, I don't necessarily think, especially that we're not trading like a systematic style. We don't have a systematic approach, even though you want to try and make everything as simple as possible in terms of, how you're going to place your entries, where your stop loss are going, where your take profits going. We have those things being very systematic. We know that if we enter the market at this support level, our target is going to be the next support level on the sell, right? That's already systematic. You don't have to think about it, right? We know that if we enter a trade at this resistance level, our stop has to go here. That's also very systematic. We know that these candlesticks are our entry candles, right? That's also very systematic. But again, like when it comes down to that, like when you backtest, you don't actually go through the emotions of trading.
Hey, Raul.
Yeah, it takes a huge part. Yeah. Thank you, brother.
So, bro.
So, Raul, tomorrow is gonna be like for GJ, like ref orders. Do you recommend to trade or what?
It depends. Like if you're already in on an entry and you're in profit, you could close Really though, if you're not in on the trade, I would just wait for after the news.
All right, thank you, brother.
Joe Raul, good night. I don't know if my question is a psychology question, but can you go to the gold chart, please?
Gold,
Gold, see.
okay,
Yeah, I was waiting all the way to the price of the gold came all the way back up to the 1830.
Okay.
So in 4 hour time frame, I saw the price reject that resistance
yeah,
like this, like the shooting star and bullish engulfing, medium probability. So I feel it very annoying because I wait my setup, but at least no, and the gold hit my stop loss. So
Honestly.
when I saw that candle formation, I wait on my 30-minute time frame. In the 30-minute, yeah. I wait until the price came all the way back up again. And when the price form a bearish engulfing, I put my entry. Can you replay, please? Play. No, there no. I wait until the price back up.
okay. So right here,
Put no, the other candle, the fourth. When I see that candle, I say to myself, my God, the price could potentially fall, but I still waiting to the other candle. Other candle. When I saw that candle, I enter at the market because for my confluence, I said I got two, how can I say, double techo, double top.
Yeah.
I saw a double top there and rejection of the 1 hour time frame. I said it's my time to put an entry, but I entry and almost 1 minute like after the price stopped me out.
yeah. That's gonna happen sometimes, because again, it's probabilities. Everything is a probability, and just so happened that the probability didn't play out in your favor, even though we've seen that pattern happen, time and time and time and time again. But it's just this one time where it just didn't play out, where it happened like this, right? More importantly, as long as you followed your plan in your system and you planned out this trade and you waited for exactly what was supposed to happen and you made your entry, stop loss, take profit, I wouldn't necessarily say there's a bad loss or maybe anything to really learn from, other than the fact that it was just a loss, because now you have two confirmations here. You have a big rejection in this 4 hour time frame. Just so happened to be that volume came into the market and pumped price up.
Yeah. I felt very uncomfortable because I said, oh my God, I was waiting whole week to place my trade and it's hit me out, hit my stop.
You were uncomfortable. Why?
Because I don't know, I felt that it was a very good entry because I supposed to wait until the day candle closed. I mean, I must wait a little bit more, but if I wait most of the time, I lose the movement. So now I fell in a fight to myself to wait until the daily candle close or 4 hour rejection. Because the daily candle close above of the resistance.
Of course. But that still doesn't mean that the next daily candle can't come and close under.
Yeah, that's right. But I don't know. I feel like that, but I say to myself, it was good to wait until my setup, until the resistance on 4 hour time frame form, and I don't know.
So if you wanted to wait for the daily close, why didn't you?
Yeah. I feel that it was a little mistake there, but I don't know.
Yeah, if you know that's a mistake, you gotta write it down in a journal and, next time when price is approaching a major level like this, you gotta wait for that daily close. Remember,
Yeah, I journal it right now.
Yeah, because remember, you're not always gonna have price move away from your zone right away. There's gonna be times where price kind of consolidates around the area, and there's gonna be times where price actually does move from the zone right away like this. But most of the time, again, the time frames have to be in sync. The daily's gotta close, and then the next one will be the rejection one. The daily's gotta close, and the next one's the rejection one.
Yeah, it's probability. It's probability.
This gold set up here. Once price broke above, this day had a close. Notice price come back into the zone, then that day was the rejection day.
Yeah. Thank you, Raul.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Consolidates for mad long before making moves too.
Yeah, it does, but the thing is, like, when gold moves though, it moves and you can make 6, 7, 8x fairly, I don't want to say easily, but big moves. Imagine just holding a gold buy from this area down here, you're talking, that's 370 pips.
Yeah.
Gold moves, it moves. Like, not many pairs, always provide you 370 pips. Like on a daily basis, you can probably get around 100 pips on gold. Like if you would have caught this swing from here to here, that's about 100 pips, 93 pips. Versus GJ, you're looking at maybe like 30, 40, 50 pips, 70, 80 on a good day. But silver's also crazy.
Do you think
Hey, Ro-
gold is manipulated by banks as well?
At the end of the day, all pairs are manipulated. I feel like when there's less volume inside of, there's less volume or there's less value inside of the asset in terms of how big the asset, how big the traded asset is, it's more manipulated. So like, how do I explain this? Well, you remember that conversation we were having with Umar?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, because it's like, Forex is what, like a $6 trillion market,
Yeah,
but it's not like
but it's not
each
like each
market,
pair
it's
has
like
6 trillion.
Yeah, it's like the 6 trillion is split up by like what, how many pairs?
There's a bunch of pairs, but like, let's say each pair has 10 billion in it.
Yeah,
Right, each currency pair. If a regular currency pair has 10 billion traded with inside of the currency pair, then gold is a lot larger market than GBP, JPY. You might see, I don't know,
or like
60, 70 billion inside of
or
gold.
like the peso, like the Mexican peso.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen is you're more like manipulated pairs or the smaller pairs. 'Cause it's easier to move prices. It requires less money to move that price.
Hey, Raul, you said something about silver.
Yeah, but it's almost the same thing like a crypto. When people pump and dump brand new cryptos, it's gonna, you dump $1 million into a crypto that's at a few cents, that shit's gonna fly. Versus, you dumping $1 million into Bitcoin, you'll probably move it a cent. That's literally.
Hey, Raul, I got a question. What account should we use to fund an account? Which brokerage?
So I'm actually still testing on a brokerage. I actually like it. The only thing that's turning me off is the spreads on silver. I'll give you guys a few brokerage recommendations because I'm making a video right now for the scaling and trading section. I tell you guys a few brokerages that I'm going to use, but ultimately, like, it depends if you want to go the regulated route, you want to go the unregulated route.
Hugo's Way, I heard.
Hugo's Way Hugo's Way is decent. If you're going to use Hugo's Way, I'd probably use Osprey Effects. So
Osprey, okay.
yeah, I'd probably use Osprey Effects. The brokerage I was using before this one was Carbon Capital. But yeah.
And then you got to fund those with, I guess, Bitcoin, I noticed, or
crypto.
buy Bitcoin to fund them.
Yeah, with crypto.
Okay.
How you feel about Carbon? Because that's what I'm on right now.
Carbon's pretty good. I like Carbon. Yeah.
Hey, for
Bro, what do
silver,
you like
Raul,
more?
Which one are you using, Raul?
Bro, it's just, oh my God. It's just Carbon Capital. Their commissions are so damn expensive on their
I know, that's what I noticed too. They said like 20, I think, what was it, 20 a lot or something like that? But then when I checked, it was something like 30 or something like that. I was like,
I think it was like 50. I think it's like $15 a lot, which
okay, that's what it is.
$150 commission, which is crazy. It's crazy. I made like $30,000 on a few trades and the commission was like $5,000. She was insane, bro. But
No,
this, if they're genuinely offering raw spreads, I would much rather have raw spreads and pumped up commissions. That's for sure. Because some
but
brokers
that's another thing.
will give you raw spreads, but they're still inflating the spread to make money. That's not genuine raw spreads. And you're still getting $10 commission per lot on commission.
Yeah, because I see sometimes the spreads were like super low, but then other times it's like 15, 16, 17,
It depends. Are you
depending on the volume, right?
Yeah, depending on the volume, the time of day. Typically during session, volume is gonna be, the spreads should be a lot lower. But then when you go to like market close and stuff, the spreads might be a little bit higher. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Raul. Oh,
Hey, Raul.
What's up, bro?
wow.
Hey, at what time US 30 closes at 4?
5.
At 5?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. You
All
know,
right.
30 is a stock market, so they opens at 5, closes at 9. My bad, vice versa. Opens at 9, closes at 5.
All right,
Yep.
cool. Thanks.
Yo, Raul, how do you calculate the pips on silver, bro? I can't figure out how to calculate them.
You gotta use the lot size indicator. The lot size, indicator that I have on the Discord.
Okay.
That's just
Do you
down.
think you could put it? Do you think you could put it where the template is?
No, you gotta install it into the indicator section.
Oh, okay.
It's almost the same thing as installing a template. Instead of you dragging it into templates, you drag it into the indicators folder. Yeah, Yeah.
Raul,
yeah. What's up?
can you pull up GU really quick? And for GU, on a 15-minute time frame, last night around 1 a.m. I guess, or 1 a.m. PST. So I don't know if that's 4 a.m. for you.
Yeah, it's probably like 4 a.m. Like, what are you talking about? Like right here?
It's like it's 1 a.m. for me, so I think it's 4 a.m. for you.
Yeah, so it's like right here.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. So if I was to scalp this position, and wait for the break,
What, for a buy?
and yeah, for a buy, would that be okay? Also, if it doesn't retest, or how do you go about entry? Like, do you wait for a retest? If it doesn't retest, or is it okay to, if it's an engulfing, and do you always wait for that second retest candle to close?
So yeah, you could have, I mean, look, if you look at price here, price broke above resistance here. Here's a retest, here's engulfing. You could have caught a trade, maybe what, 2x your risk. You would have entered here, stops under the nose over here. It would have made about 2x depending on, you know, where you place your stop loss. So this would have been a good trade. You know, you have a break of this resistance, the retest, the rejection, and then you see price go up. So yeah.
So
that-
you would have waited for that retest candle to close, right? Do you always wait for that retest candle to close?
Yeah, so there's no entry. There's no entry here because price is now in the zone. We need to wait for a rejection candle, right? So fast forward a little bit, this is a rejection candle. So this is a first sign you could actually start to buy, because again, we're starting to see buying pressure within our zone. So that would be an aggressive entry if you were to enter right then and there, right? Then this is our entry candlestick. This is okay, you know, price has now moved away. This is an entry confirmation right here. So we could buy here with our stop loss under support, and then we play it out. We look to target 2 times our risk, right? And then price kind of just went all the way up to 2 times your risk.
And then at 9:30 on the same pair, at 9:30, would that have been an entry for a sell?
9.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is it? Well, it's 6:30 for me, so I think it would be 9:30 for you.
For a sell right here.
Yeah, that's the 15-minute, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 15-minute.
I don't think I would have looked for a sell at this point in time, because hindsight, we could see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I were to do this, right?
Oh, I see. Because it's kind of hard to see.
Now, if I were to do that,
before.
I still look to probably buy, especially with the trend being bullish. But one thing I did say yesterday is like, this is an area we need to be careful of right here. And then if price breaks that, then we're looking for price to come up to here, which obviously sellers came into the market, they were selling pressure at that area, and we saw price drop from that area.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
So there's 7 minutes left in the webinar. Anybody else want to get their questions in?
Yeah, Raul, I have a first question.
What's up, bro?
If we are in a uptrend and we are near supply and demand zone, and sometimes it happens to me that if I got bearish engulfing, I'm looking for sales, but it goes to the other way. So I mean, something that gets me confused is that I don't know if I have to still look for buys only because I'm in an uptrend, or look for a sell when I'm in a supply and demand zone if I got a bearish engulfing. I don't know if you got me.
I think so. Obviously, it's always going to depend on the level and the area that'll determine, if you're going to take a sell, if you're going to take a buy. Because again, like, we want to take the basic concept: buy low, sell high, right? But at the same time, we want to follow the trend. So when it comes to like silver here, right? So obviously here the trend was bearish, but then we started to see price bounce along this level of support. So it's like, do we try and follow the trend, or do we look for that reversal? And at the end of the day, it depends on the level. When you see the level reject this many times, right, you expect a reversal. Versus, if you see price maybe do something like this, where we have a rejection over there, and then price came down, and now it's trending bullish, right? And you see price go up to here right away. I would actually wait in a situation like this. I wouldn't really look to sell. And again, it depends on the time frame too. You can always wait for that price, for that first rejection, look to buy it back up into resistance, which is a possibility. Or you can always wait for the break, the retest, and look to buy it again here to play it safe. This is the safest bet.
Yeah, actually, with that drawing that you did, you can consider a rejection a single candlestick, or we have to wait the whole move like that one that you draw?
Candlestick, because this is a rejection right here. This is also another rejection. This is another. There's also another rejection here.
Because today it happens to me that in your story, I got in a one candlestick rejection, but then the chart made the whole move of you can see it in the 15-minute chart. In upside, the last
somewhere right here.
I don't know how to say it. The last trades that happens, I don't know how to say it, at the end.
Right here.
Yeah. The last candlestick. Yeah.
This one.
A little bit.
This one.
In left. Yes. So I got in the bottom.
So you sold.
No. I buy. But I bought, but I didn't wait to the whole move. I mean, I got in the one candlestick rejection in the at the left.
So you
sorry for my English; it's not very good.
You bought right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it made the whole move, and it rejects again in that level. I don't know if you got me.
They're rejected right here.
I mean, to the left at the beginning of the move.
So
more to the left.
This is what I understand. You bought here, and then it rejected right here.
I don't know if I can write it to your chart. I bought a little bit to the left.
Right here or right here?
Yeah, there. So I didn't wait to that whole move that it made and rejected again to that support level.
Why not?
You understand? You didn't get me, right? I mean,
Didn't wait for it to play out.
yeah, I didn't wait to
Why?
that whole move. I got in the engulfing.
Why though?
I mean, I don't know how to explain. My English is not very good. I was waiting to that support level, so I didn't wait to the whole move to reject. I got in one candlestick rejection. I don't know if you got me. So I don't know if that is a good idea. If I always have to wait a whole move.
Well, well, yeah, I'm not understanding you. What I understand is that you got it here, because I don't understand your question. Because what I understand is you bought here and you couldn't wait for this move. So are you asking me, was this a good entry?
Yeah. Don't worry. I will ask you to in the chat with an image, so maybe you can understand.
Raul,
Yeah, what's up, bro?
yo, quick question. If you go on Geo right now,
Damn, there's 1 minute.
okay, Geo, yeah. I have a level of resistance at 1.353.
353, that's like right here.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm waiting for like a pullback there.
I would actually just look to go long, just because where it's trading on the 4-hour time frame. As long as it maintains above this support, you look to go long.
Oh, okay.
Because like, the 15 minutes not as major as a 4-hour.
But like I thought like we had like a same engulfment like JJ, so bearish engulfment, on the 4-hour.
Yeah, but this structure is still pretty big.
Bullish, yeah, I agree.
You should know that. But anyways,
But look at the daily though.
yeah, there's a big rejection here, but the structure is still the same. As long as price maintains above here, I would look to